World-changing events spectacularly disrupt itinerary of a junior stargazer slash space cadet convention in an American desert town circa 1955.
Even the synopsis doesn't tell you anything.
What the hell? Yo, it's like, yo. It's only a $25 million budget.
But what do you, like, I'm trying to think of what you would put in the synopsis. Like, that was a good synopsis for what the movie is, you know? Because what else would you put in there?
Yeah.
Alien comes down, steals asteroid ball, goes up, comes back next day.
And even because I was explaining it to our buddy Wiley, the tall man, dark room.
Yeah.
Watch out for it. I was explaining to him that it's like every shot is beautiful. You know what I mean? Everything is edited very nicely. You know what I mean? But like, what's the plot? Like, and I only question that. I feel like there was chum, but this is where I go back to with the whole film. What was I supposed to follow as the plot? Was I supposed to follow the asteroid city, or was I supposed to follow the narrative that's going on outside in the actors' real lives? You know what I mean? And I caught myself like trying to figure out, okay, do I really care about what's happening with, like, you know, Jason Schwartz and Tom Hanks in this? Or what, like, you know, why is Margot Robbie in the thing for a second? Why is that scene so important? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know who to follow. Like, what's more important?
And you know the big problem with that Margot Robbie scene is I think it had a lot of substance to it. I think it was actually probably the most important scene in the movie. We talked about this. And yeah. I was so zoned out that I didn't really pick up on it.
You're just like...
And the visuals are so good, it almost takes you away. Like, that scene's beautifully shot. I mean, and you mentioned that. Wes Anderson's symmetrical shots, where he always has something in the distance or something in the middle of a shot that he's focused on to add that you know, symmetrical, you know, feel to it. And it adds a very unique and beautiful experience, which is why I think, you know, I like watching his movies just for the visual aspect alone. I think he knows that. And that shot, in particular, that scene with Margot Robbie and Jason Schwartz, it's beautiful, but it takes you away almost from what's actually happening in the scene. So
it's been a freaking movie the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's very, yeah. And like, and you mentioned like the editing and stuff. I thought it was good, but the jumping from the real world to the movie, that's technically the play, but that's playing out as a movie, is very weird. You know, I there was times where I was like, okay, what are we doing now? Like, and obviously you could tell when you're in that world because the color coding and, you know, the outside of the movie, outside of the Asteroid City movie, so confusing. Outside of the film, inside the film, yes. It takes place in the 50s, I think, so it's like black and white, you know what I mean? You can kind of like, you can obviously tell the difference between the two. But it was just very strange. And it, like, I try to pick up on different things, especially early on, because it was confusing early on. It got better as the movie went on. But, like, one thing that and we talked about this, Brayden, is the dimensions it was shot on, the resolution. There's points where it's like a box TV resolution.
Yeah.
And then it goes out like a widescreen. I was like, okay, maybe that's like they're showing the different universes, right? The movie and then the real life. But then they shoot both at times in those two different. It throws me way off, and I don't understand the reasoning for that. It was very unique and kind of thrown in there, and it just seemed to be thrown in there to be thrown in there. I don't know. It's very strange.
That's what it is. It's like you know, one of those YouTube videos where they have like a super really nice gift, and then like you open it, there's another box, and you just keep opening, there's more boxes. Like the whole movie is like shelled to be so good, but like once you're watching it, you're just sitting there like, is happening, bro?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. Like, I really enjoyed the acting.
Acting was good.
You know what I mean?
Acting was. The cast. We just talk about the cast. I mean, the cast overall it's incredible.
Oh yeah, dude.
Scarlett Johansson, Jason Schwartz, Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
Come on now. Jeff Goldblum made like a 2-second cameo. My Hawk. Yeah, there you go. It's crazy. Yeah. Great cast.
It was a good cast, and I think they all played the characters well. And it's like, because we even have like the thing, like, bro, Jason Schwartz's character was asked at the very beginning of the movie, he's like, why does he burn his hand? And then at the end, like, I was so confused when he said that, and at the end, he burns his hand, and then he asks again. And then it pulls him out of the scene, and I'm like, I like that, but at the same time, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
What? Who? Hana?
Yeah,
You know what I
the
mean? Like it just they never. There was never an explanation. It came out of nowhere, and then there's no resolution. It was just like it was like a lingering problem that you didn't even know was there. You
there's
know?
never a resolution in this movie. That is definitely the problem. And I think that
Yeah.
there's little life lessons throughout, I guess. Like the whole point of this movie is and this is kind of what I took from it from a YouTube video I was watching, and I think he made a good point. I wrote this under theme. There's no point to all of this. I think it was almost his take on life in a way. Of there's no point to any of this, right? I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying I think that's the point he was trying to go with. Um, and the other one I kind of took from it, and this is from myself, is like how we just kind of go along with things in life without really questioning it. It becomes kind of a habit and a process. And I think that's kind of what
Yeah,
the
where he's
actors
like,
were
I'm
going
just a
through.
photographer.
Right, and stuff like that. And the director,
Okay.
even the director, he didn't know
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
was doing either. You know what I mean? I think that was Adrian Brody, right? I think he was the director. I think that's what it was.
I thought he was like the. I thought he was Jason Schwartz. Like I thought he was like the lead actor, and then he was the Jason was the backup, and that's why he went to him and he was like, why did he burn his hand? But maybe he was the director.
I thought because that's why I asked him that. Maybe not.
I don't freaking
I
know, dude.
that right there
I don't
shows. Yeah,
freaking
it's
know.
very confusing. Whatever his character was, even he doesn't know what's happening. Adrian Brody's character. So, and a lot of the characters don't. They're like you said, Jason Schwartz. Why did I burn my hand? And it's a very meta movie, which is why it's interesting because you love meta stuff. But it just the way it was executed, I think, is what kind of threw you off. And I think the more you watch, you need to watch more Wes Anderson. And I think that's why my expectation, I think my rating is going to be a little higher than yours, just because I think my expectation going into it, I kind of knew what was going to happen. This is still, I think, Wes Anderson's weirdest movie I've seen. I'm not going to lie. Like, a lot of his stuff is weird, don't get me wrong, and visually it's beautiful. It's like the same thing. A story doesn't really have that too much substance. But I really do like a lot of his other stuff a little bit more. It's easier to follow. You know what I mean? This one's a little all over the place, even for Wes Anderson. So I think the expectation thing is definitely going to factor in a little bit. But I think that it was funny as well. There was times throughout where I like when the alien comes down, that whole sequence. I think we were both more like shocked and confused what was happening, but like it was a pretty funny moment. You know, he poses for the camera. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Like I thought that shit was pretty good.
The thing with this movie is like, because I don't think it's a bad movie.
Yeah.
It's just, it was an interesting choice to have the play going on. Like it should have just been like a movie based off a play,
Its own thing.
not like a play going on and like then it gets adapted. Because that's what I was explaining to Wiley. I was like, yeah, so basically it's a movie about a play, and every time they actually start the play, it goes into a movie. So that's what you're seeing, like as like that's what you're using your imagination to see, as if you were watching, like you know what I mean. You were the audience. This is what the audience is seeing in their head when people are on stage. And then he was like, what? And I was like, dog, come on. And I had to like go through it one more time and we got it. But like it's such a cool concept. I just you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's because even like you said, it was super funny, bro. Like Scarlett Johansson and Jason Schwartz. I want to see another team up. That they had really good chemistry. I was very shocked.
Very solid.
Shocked.
Very solid.
Even like Tom Hanks as the dad. No, dude, the
best part of the movie, dude.
Probably, to be honest, yo.
And who was the narrator again? I can't think of him. Bryan Cranston. Yeah, Walter White, man. I like the beginning of how they set it up, but like you said, they kept going back to it. And that's what I think that's where the movie kind of falls flat for me.
Well, then they had him in it, and he was like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be here."
That threw me so off.
It was like it's a funny moment, but at the same time, yeah, I was like, "What?"
Yeah,
like, he's not supposed to be here for real.
I was going with
like,
the weirdness at that point, and it just threw me off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I got the same feeling watching this movie like I do with some Ari Aster movies, and I'm assuming the same people that watched Beau Afraid came to this movie and was like, "Man, I can't catch a break." You know what I mean? This is probably a better movie than Beau's Afraid, but I'm just saying, just a weirdness level. You know what I mean? Like, man, I just want to see like an Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 film, man. But yeah, no,
another Sisu,
bro. It's such a good movie, dude. So underrated. But Sisu 2 coming next year. Come on, baby.
There we go, man.
But yeah, no. So like I said, I think overall, the cinematography is beautiful. The color coding I thought was awesome. That's why I'm wearing the yellow shirt, or the yellow hoodie. I love the color coding. I thought it was very unique and something we haven't seen before. His symmetrical shots,
so beautiful.
It's why you go to a Wes Anderson movie, is to see his shots. It never fails. It never fails. This was one of his best out of like the 4 Wes Anderson movies I've seen. 4 counting this one. This is definitely up top, I would say. One like top 2. I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful film. But yeah, just like I said, overall, and the cast was great, but just the confusion, even for a Wes Anderson movie, I was sitting there not knowing what was happening, and I was with it pretty early on, and then just it seemed like a lot of scenes didn't need to be in there, and this movie was only like an hour and a half long, but it feels pretty long.
Yeah, no,
not gonna
100%.
lie. Yeah.
No, because I totally agree. Like, I think everyone killed their part. Like, I really liked Maya Hawke and I can't remember like the Bailey guy or whatever his name was, where he would kept stepping into class and he's like the cowboy.
Oh, the cowboy guy.
I don't know if I know these aliens.
Yeah.
I think we can trust them.
Yeah.
And like, I really like their chemistry. I liked all the people. The color grading was phenomenal. Like, it's like some of the best I've ever seen in movies. Pretty dope. You know what I mean? It was shmoney.
The CGI is incredible.
The CGI, oh God, shut up! I was like, "Yo, get out of here."
Bray was like, "What is that?"
No, dude, no.
He did it for a purpose.
No, I get it. I totally get it.
It was because it's a play. Maybe that's like the play type. I don't know.
No,
but
totally.
It was interesting.
And it's like the Asteroid City isn't hard to follow as the plot. I think literally my only negative is like, are you supposed to be following the actual play, what's written on paper? Or are you just supposed to be following the overall everything? Like, you know what I mean? With the writer involved. Because it even goes back to the theme we were talking about. He didn't know what he was doing. He was like talking about his next one. And he was like, well, I don't know. What do you guys think it should be named? Dead City or something? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it goes with that go with the flow attitude. That confused
me as well. And when the light started flashing on all the different... I don't know, man. I was like, what? Like, it... And then one more, something was on the tip of my tongue I was gonna say, bro. It was gonna be a great conversation point. I just totally lost it. No, yeah. So you said you followed Asteroid City pretty well. I was until the end. Like, I feel like there was just nothing to really. There was no resolution in the end. I feel like the whole thing with the alien didn't lead anywhere. The whole thing about them, like, it was like, oh, don't worry about the alien. Don't worry about the alien. Maybe there's something there about people focusing on things they shouldn't, but.
This is my problem. I brought this up to Wiley, bro. He was late to his cue, and they actually like picked up in the story like he was late. Like, you know what I mean? He was like, "Hey, get out here! You're late for your cue. You're 4 scenes behind." And that's why when he gets back, he's like, "Where is everyone?" They're like, "Gone." Like, the play kept going while he was outside talking to Margot Robbie, and like I thought that was something that's super cool. But then, like, bro, he's not supposed to be there at that point. It doesn't like. Yo, it literally does not resolve.
You're right.
It doesn't resolve.
There's nothing there
for that.
Yeah.
They're the only people left because everyone else is off stage.
Right.
He missed all the points where he was supposed to have resolutions with everybody because he was outside on the balcony on the scaffolding.
It's just like, why? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't think about that. Dude, I never thought of that. Like, so that's the whole reason.
I could be totally wrong.
I think you're right.
That's what I thought. You know what I mean? Because he was like, he came out. He was like, "Come on, buddy, you're fucking 4 scenes behind." He was like, "Oh," and he runs back in and he picks up and he's like, he doesn't even know where he is. He's like, "There's people cleaning," and then he's like, "Yeah, every single person left last night." And then
I don't know, man. If that's the reason, I get what he's trying to prove and what he's trying to talk about, but. I don't know, man. I don't know. Come on. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But, there's some good stuff in here. And maybe it's a movie that, like, if I sat down and talked to Wes Anderson, maybe he could make it make sense, you know?
Yes. That's a great way
and
of
see his
it.
vision. But I feel like even he didn't know what was happening half the time. I really don't.
He's like, all right, shut up. stand here. I freaking love this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
wish you could
yeah,
see it. You
yeah,
can't move.
yeah.
I
Well,
wish you
it's
could see it.
beautiful. Yeah.
Please, it's beautiful.
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, no. So I don't know. I have nothing else to say on this movie. I need to watch it again. I will. I think when it comes out on digital, see if I pick up on anything else. But
One bro I left out, dude. The little lad, bro, Jason Schwartz's son, a freaking champion, dude. I
he
loved
stood
him.
out.
He
He
stood
stood out
out.
more than any other person in the movie. I think
He played his character so
the
phenomenal.
little nerdy kid. Yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah,
then at the end, he's
yeah,
like, "Yeah, I got this for my girlfriend," and they were all like,
yeah.
"You know, like, who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is this
No,
guy?"
it's pretty solid. He played his stuff great, and like just he was very natural with his lines,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
very
yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know if that's a writing thing that helped him out, but either way, the kid killed it. And I think yeah, and I don't know what else he's been in. I feel like I've seen him before. I don't know in
He looks
what.
familiar.
Looks familiar. I don't know, and he looks just like it does look like a little Jason, you
I
know?
think I still have the cast pulled out.
Yeah.
But
See if you could pull up his name and see what else he's been in, because I don't
I'll
know.
see what he's in.
Tell me his name too when you see him. Because I guess I feel like I've seen that kid before. I just don't know what.
Jake Ryan.
Jake Ryan. What a name.
He was in this movie Chad, Age of Summer, Savage, Cousin Ben Troop, 8th grade. I don't know.
Never mind.
Moonrise Kingdom?
Nope, never seen this kid. All right. Well,
Yeah, I feel like I know him. Isle of the Dogs.
mm,
He was in Uncut Gems and The
uh,
Great Gatsby
oh,
and Clown. Dude.
Clown?
Do not tell me this lad is the son in Clown, dude. If
I've
that would have been
never
him,
seen Clown.
it's a really, really bad horror movie.
It's bad.
I mean, it's not bad. They had 1.5 million budget and they made 2.3 at the box. You know, it wasn't a bad movie.
It looks pretty scary though, man.
Yeah, it was. That's what it was. It was scary and disturbing, but
Well, oh, like a Punisher kind of.
yeah.
I feel that.
Okay,
Or not
actually,
Punisher. Sorry, Terrifier. That's what I meant to say.
he's no, but he's like a clown Punisher, low key.
Yeah. Oh, really? That's dope. That's dope, bro. Hell yeah, John Bernthal, bro. Love to see it, man. What a guy. What a guy. Wait.
No.
That hurt. All right, so it's time to rank this or rate rate the movie. I don't know who did it last because last time we did this was like 2 weeks ago. Brayden, I will go first. Or do you want to go first?
You go first.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I can go first.
No, I'll do it. This is actually a really hard one to rate. I'm gonna go a solid 6.1.
Really? Wow.
That's probably
Wow.
low. Is that low for you?
It was a little low for me.
Oh, I just won't watch this. Like I said, I'll watch it like one more time to try to understand it, but I just don't get it. It's not my type of movie.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a 7.1.
I feel you.
Like it's super average. Like I think I told Wiley I think it has every. Sorry, I keep guys. You got to meet this guy, the tall guy, the tall man, the shadow, however you want to call him. Great lad.
Great man.
What I was saying is I think this movie had the capability of being an Oscar-worthy movie if they just did things right. You know what I mean?
I think it's got nominated for sure. Like
Yeah,
set
but you get what I'm
design.
saying?
Yeah, as you were saying,
With
like story wise.
The one thing they're missing is the plot.
Yeah.
Everything else about this movie was great. It's just they're missing a plot. Or it's not even they're missing a plot. They confuse you with what you should follow.
It was almost like Jordan Peele's Nope, but
Yeah.
with no resolution.
With no resolution.
And I wasn't actually looking back. Like I really enjoyed Nope, and I feel like this just was going on that direction to be really interesting with the alien stuff, and they just didn't do anything with that city itself. And I feel like that's kind of the problem.
And they had him like bring back the thing, and then he just dipped, and they're like,
Yeah.
the only person that asked questions was the son, bro. That's my
Right.
dog.
Yeah.
Dude, I thought him and that woman were gonna freaking bang, dude, in the tent. Low key, dude. I was sitting there. I was like, "We about to see this shit on TV? No way."
What, the tent? Oh, and yeah.
The scientist lady, and she was like,
yeah.
"Yeah, you can use my equipment anytime."
Yeah,
And
that was
it
weird. That was
so
very
weird.
that was very sexual. And that's what's her name? That actress, dude. She's in a crap ton of stuff, man.
Yeah, she's pretty popular.
Yeah, very weird. I'm so glad you brought that up because I was sitting there like I felt very uncomfortable right now.
Yeah, dude, I was.
And then she just like walked away, and I was like, "What? So was that I don't know." A lot of questions in this movie, but yeah, there you go. 6.1, 7.1. This is one of those movies that I feel like it's the weird movies that throw us off. You know, like we're usually like on like the same wavelength, but this one just wasn't it. And maybe I'm being too harsh on it, but like I said, just when it comes to entertainment and stuff, it's just not there for me. So there you go. So there's our review for Asteroid City, man. Y'all let us know your thoughts below. Let us know if you have any theories about this movie, if you have any questions about this movie, if you know what the theme is, if you know what's happening. Yes, explain it to us. Let us know. Make sure you give this video a like, comment down below your thoughts on it, subscribe for some more stuff. Love y'all, man. See you next time.
See you next time.